been wandering, might be a bit windy, been wandering through them woods there. It's quite nice, just at the river by Bolton Abbey. And just thought about some live topic. What would I say to my 20-year-old self, just following on the back of the live I did yesterday, really, which was, I think I touched on the benefit of hindsight, which is always a good thing, right? But this one's a little bit different, as in, what would I say to my 20-year-old self? I always remember when I was, 18, 19, 20, I was still on it, really, still, I was partying, because that was what the world was about back then. We just used to go out and get shit-faced Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday night, and sometimes midweek as well, like on a Wednesday. And but as well as that, I was also mega focused on things like study, because I still wanted to sort of crack on and achieve certain things. So I always did that. But if I was to go back and say, what would I tell my 20-year-old self? The main thing would be, don't follow the model that everyone tends to follow in society, which is you've got to get a job, a career. The next step is to get a house, like a mortgage. The next step is to find a woman that happens to be hanging around, or, and at that point you've not really got much value or abundance, so you're just sort of taking whoever's available rather than, I don't think you're really thinking about what your values are and stuff like this. But obviously you meet a woman and then have some kids and stuff like this, and all them are good, but would I advise to do that? One thing I certainly wouldn't advise doing is being too quick to get a house on a mortgage or anything that's going to tie yourself down, because as you decide what you want to do in life, on your goals, one of the things that takes a bit of time is figuring out where your future career lies. And if you saddle yourself with a house in your hometown, you limit your mobility. I always remember when we got to sort of, university age, and I went to university slightly later. I didn't do it straight away. I did it when I finished my A-levels at 18. Went working for my uncle for a few years. So I was up in Hartlepool for about 18 months, 2 years, working there on sites. It was a good job. And then I did that for a few years. So I started uni a bit later. But I always remember some of my friends moved away. One of them went to Northampton to study and stuff like this, and ended up staying down there. And then I went to university, and a friend of mine, as soon as we finished university, he went to Japan and ended up marrying a Japanese girl, and he lives there now. Really, really nice life. But I didn't fucking do that. I ended up getting a house in my hometown, didn't I? And although I've got a great life now, back then I was pretty stuck with this damn mortgage that I had to pay every month, and I was on a good salary. So that's what I would advise myself not to do, not to follow the herd, because if you think about, and this is in the schooling system, it's drummed into us to get a job, work for a living, do well, study, all that. They're trying to make you a good little slave. And how better to get you a slave than to get you saddled in debt and all these flipping dependencies. So that's what I would advise not to do. Everything else is fine. Kids are wonderful. Definitely have them, as many as you can. But getting a house or anything that's kind of tying you down like that too early, it was almost like you had to have one. I think back now, I wouldn't. I mean, I'm thankful I've got a house, but I wouldn't get one. I know someone that doesn't have a house and they've been travelling for the last 10 years, working as well, you know, digital nomad lifestyle. I'm not saying that they're happy, but, you know, just think about the things that tie you down, because if your future career, or if you're going to start a business, requires you to be in a better location, like a city or something, I wouldn't want to live in a city long term either. But you might have to do it for a few years, just to get ahead, you know, just to get the right investment or attract the right clients or whatever. You might even have to go somewhere like London or Paris. If you've got a house in your hometown, you're fucked unless you can rent it out. So that's what I'd say. It kind of goes back to somebody came on one of my lives the other day, was like 15, and they was asking, I'm 15, what do I do? And it's like, well, first thing is realise you're 15 and you've probably got nothing, and that's fine. But if you develop a growth mindset, it doesn't matter, because tomorrow you can be better. Sorry, I can hardly see these. It's yeah. Hi, Jacko. Yeah, good. My day's been good. I can hardly see the comments actually, because it's like really hot here. But yeah, that's what I'd say to my younger self. I'm happy I've got a house now, but I wouldn't get one. I don't think they're an asset at all, like everyone thinks they are. They're a flipping ball and chain. It's all right now, you know, because I can afford it, but back then I was getting houses when I couldn't afford them, and it was a ball and chain. So that's the one thing I'd watch, anything that kind of ties you down, and that's it really. Right, I'm going to walk across this bridge. Just wonder what the rest of them are. I don't know. Oh, over there. Right, I'm going to cross this bridge. So yeah, other than that, I think you've got to experience everything that you can. Oh, cheers, thank you. Held the gate for me. So yeah, all right, I'm going to shoot. See you all next time.